Hello and welcome everybody to Amateur Dota 2 League Season 3. Today we are having a game of Dota 2 and it is VR Mechanic versus Mama's Fast or Snow White Queens as it's on the Dota 2 League schedule. And this game has been, I think, postponed from yesterday or this morning. I'm not too sure, but alas, here we have the full game in front of us. On the first ban, it looks like Mama's Fast are taking their sweet time using that bonus time, and I believe it is a Turkish team against Mama's Fast is a Turkish team, and VR Mechanic is a Russian team. If you couldn't tell by Drink Vodka and Vindatka. Bristleback gets banned for the first one, and followed by an Outworld Devourer. Two basic bans so far. I would I wouldn't be surprised if they go and ban Slark or
10 seconds remaining.
any other Invoker, other mid heroes, Wiper.
5 seconds
Those are pretty
remaining.
standard classic heroes that every team kind of bans.
Reserve time.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing an Invoker play. Using up that bonus time, kind of risky, especially on the bans. And here comes a Viper, as I was talking about. World Devourer is their only ban for now. They will probably ban another mid hero by the looks of it.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
VR Mechanic are also using their bonus time to pick out their bans. I think it's a little risky using those bonus time just for the first bans, but if they really feel the need to use that, by all means, it's there to use. You don't get extra gold if you have bonus time in the end, but looks like they have Timbersaw that was in their mind to ban, and they banned it. It is another classically banned hero here and there. It is a very nice early, late, and any any time of the game. It is a very good hero, Timbersaw, but he needs a ton of mana. So without a Bloodstone or any kind of other
10
mana
seconds
regenerative
remaining.
items, it's not looking good for Timbersaw. We have a mid pushing capable hero. That Prophet picked up on the first pick from Mama's Fast, and an Invoker follow up by VR Mechanic. Very nice. As I said, I like Invoker plays. We will see if Death Prophet can outmatch Invoker or vice versa, depending on who is the better player there. But they're both ranged, which is a very good mid lineup. I think
10
I think
seconds
we have had
remaining.
our mid heroes already picked, so I don't think we will see another
5
mid
seconds
mid carry at
remaining.
least. I think we will go straight down to the support players,
Reserve
if not
time.
secondary semi carries. And here comes Shadow Shaman, the first support player, and Miran is picked up by Mama's Fast. I think your mechanic might go and ban Bane because of the recently used and overused, in my opinion, Bane and Mirana combo.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Again, using that time up with the bans.
Reserve time. Radiant team, ban. Dire team, ban.
We have Abaddon being banned by Mammoth Fast and followed by a Bane. As I recalled with that Mirana and Bane combo, it is going to be looking pretty deadly with those. But again, with Mirana, you can
10
pull that
seconds
4-second
remaining.
stun with any kind of hero if they
5
have
seconds
a stun with
remaining.
them. So it could have worked with Shadow Shaman or
Reserve
anybody
time.
else, like on top of my head, Fish Doctor or Alchemist for that matter. Any kind of stun will actually help Mirana pull off that 4-second. But it's just that Bane's 5-second Nightmare is useful to that.
Radiant team, ban.
Nyx Assassin is coming on the ban list from Mama's Fast again.
10 seconds, 10
So we are on
seconds
the 4th
remaining.
ban for VR Mechanic, and we will
5
see the secondary
seconds
picks being
remaining.
picked up by both the teams and probably going to finish their
Reserve time.
support lineup and then lastly pick out their carries, or at least it looks like it for now.
Radiant
We have a
team,
Venomancer being banned by VR Mechanic. They know that Mouse Fast still needs to pick out their 2 supportive players, and they've gone in and shut the Venomancer, shut the Bane down. They are 2 good bans for this stage of the second phase bans. They are very good bans so far. Right, so VR Mechanic
10
will
seconds
take out
remaining.
and pick out their 3rd hero.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team, pick.
Ancient Apparition is their secondary and probably last support for VR Mechanic. And we will see probably a support, most likely a support player from Mama's Fast, but I'd like to think about what their strategy would be like. I think it's pretty certain that Invoker
10
and Death Prophet
seconds
are going to be
remaining.
midding, but Shadow Shaman, Ancient
5
Apparition,
seconds
and probably
remaining.
another carry will be safe laning, tri-laning
Radiant
with them.
team, pick.
And the first support from Mama's Fast is Jakiro.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Both teams
remaining.
are biding their time for their picks and bans,
Reserve
especially Mama's
time.
Fast, with only 26 seconds remaining on that bonus time. We have less than 1 minute now remaining on the bonus time for VR Mechanic. I think it will be more than enough for them to pick out their hero, ban, and then pick out their last hero. And they have an Initiator Clockwork probably going on that solo lane and getting all the farm he can, at least, for getting up to that level 6, getting that hook shot so that he can initiate on pretty much everybody.
Ten seconds remaining.
Dazzle being picked up by Mama's Fast. It will be their probably last support of the first game at least. And we're going to see 2 bans and then 2 last picks to seal the deal, and then we will start the game as it already is late
10
in
seconds,
both of their
10
respective
seconds
countries.
remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
We have a Slaughter band.
Dire team.
They use their last band to get a good initiator, very good disabler as well. And it is Slaughter being banned. We will see the last ban from Mama's Fast.
10 seconds
Hopefully they will
remaining.
pick out in the next 10 seconds so that we
5
can
seconds
get on with the game.
remaining.
But we will see what they end up doing.
Reserve time.
Weaver is banned out for the last ban from Mama's Fast. And finally we have the last picks of the game one. So far it's looking Death Prophet, Mirana, Jakiro, and Dazzle, and Invoker, Shadow Shaman, Ancient Apparition, and Clockwork.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
By the looks of it, Mama's Fast will be tri-laning also with Jakiro and Dazzle, and Mirana could get to play with the tri-lane, but she's also capable of going by herself and solo laning. So it
10
all
seconds
depends for the
remaining.
last pick from Mama's Fast. And as I was talking about that, Luna gets picked up from VR Mechanic, so probably looking as a tri-lane for Shadow Shaman, Ancient Apparition, and Luna. So that is a very well outplayed combo that other teams have used all three of those heroes to tri-lane, which turns out to be a very effective tri-lane, very aggressive
10
at that too.
seconds remaining.
With especially getting the first blood, they are very good
5
with the
seconds
Lucent Beam, Ministun,
remaining.
Ancient Apparitions, Cold Feet, and Ice Vortex. And we have a Doom picked up by Mama's Fast. Very interesting. Did not come into play until now. Alright, here we go. Let me introduce the team for first we are Mechanic. It is Drink Vodka, Win Dutka on Clockwork, TJR on Luna, Captain Hook on Ancient Apparition, Whiskey with the Invoker, and this Russian guy from playing on Shadow Shaman. Let's look at the dire side with Mama's Fast. It is Mirana, or you know what, I'm going to go from the list. It is NWA with Dazzle, Messerschmitt on Jakiro, Jellyman on Doom, I Just Ride on Death Prophet, and Matiz on Mirana. Looks like they're going to go for an early gank, maybe? They're pinging out, but it doesn't look as anything will. They don't look
30 seconds
interested
to
as
battle.
much, but as we see on the bottom, they probably have the same idea with Luna getting that lunar blessing that gives these squishy guys at least 14 more damage, which is a lot in the early game.
The battle begins.
There's a haste rune right here, but they're already caught up by that observer ward. And here comes another observer ward sitting side by side. Ancient Apparition probably saw that. Does Shadow Shaman, yep, has the sentry wards. Probably going to deward that, but we will see when. And Mirana picking up the haste rune. So it looks like Mirana, Jakiro, and Dazzle going bottom tri-lane against the tri-lane of Luna, Shadow Shaman, and Ancient Apparition. And on the middle we see the also laid out Invoker and Death Prophet, and on the top hand we have Jellyman Doom and Drink Vodka, Windotka, Clockwork duking out to get that solo lane. Cold Snap goes on Death Prophet but does nothing. Death Prophet going back on Invoker now but won't do anything. They're both almost 50% health, but he won't catch on anything. Mirana getting some right clicks on as well as Ancient Apparition and Shadow Shaman. Here comes the 4-second stun on Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman goes down for the first blood, but Dazzle picks it up. Luna, meanwhile, cleans up Mirana, and that's a one-on-one. Dazzle goes on with the Shallow Grave, pulling down Luna. And Shadow Shaman just, I believe, TP's in, but that won't be enough to get a counter kill, as Dazzle will just salve up and will be good to go. Very nice, very nice. So far, Shadow Shaman has bought a TP, and Jakiro will pause for a lag. That is the first pause of the game. Going for MF.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So we have the unpause, and the game is good to go for now. We are playing on Luxembourg server, so we might actually change the server on the next one. But Dazzle is kind of getting in too much. Here comes Ice Vortex and Cold Feet. Ancient Apparition getting dropped by Dazzle again. Dazzle is on a killing spree right now. Luna, well, that won't follow. Clockwork up with the flares, but they will be long gone by then. There's a sentry ward putting down there, and another sentry right here to prevent this camp from spawning, but it's kind of too late. And Mirana getting that double damage, that will be very, very useful for that tri-lane. But nope, he is going for Invoker. Invoker already saw that with this, well, not that one, but that Observer Ward. So he knows what's up, and Arrow misses ever so slightly. Invoker going in with the Tornado. Cold Snap. Mirana is going down, but Death Prophet will follow up and get that kill.
You merely sipped at life. Now drink deep of it.
I think it was worth it. Mirana's death was worth because of Invoker is the mid hero and the possible carry of the late game, so it was very crucial for them to at least get Invoker down, and Mirana was kinda there to, I guess, sacrifice herself so that they can get that kill. Here comes another ice wall by Jakiro getting hexed on, but that won't do anything else. Looks pretty balanced so far in the game. Death Prophet going to get that regen rune, bottle that up, and we have Clockwork dropped down by Doom. Doom is 6, but he just turned 6, so he will get that Doom for his next fight. I almost missed Clockwork going down, but got that last hit, so it's all good. Let's look at the last hit counts. Looks like Doom was leading the way with 23 last hits and 99 so far. And here comes Jakiro just wandering off too late. Jakiro will go down to Luna and Shadow Shine with the 4-second stun, but Dazzle and Mirana will just back off that. Luna, what a save! Shallow Grave activated so nicely, but Clockwork will get that with the flare. Now Mirana dropping. Nope. Mirana will live on.
Radiant's top tower is under
So
attack.
that is a 360 gold for killing spree. Or ending the killing spree for Clockwork. I did not see where Ancient Apparition went down, but here comes the EMP. That will miss Nature's Prophet. Invoker not opting to go with the Exort, but instead going for Quas and Wex first. Or at least getting them up. Maxing them up first.
Hurry the hands of the clock.
There isn't anything much going on so far. Both teams look pretty balanced, as I stated before. MF leading the XP in 2,000 so far, as well as gold difference with about 1,300 gold. Light harass is going by Jakira and Dazzle, pushing back the support for WAM, and looks like Clockwork. No, he will live on ever so slightly. 100 damage, 100 HP off, and here comes Flare to do nothing on Doom. He usually misses that, and right here, Dazzle is trying to go on Luna. Vex goes on Mirana. Shadow Shaman misses with the shackles. Here comes Cold Feet and Ice Vortex, and Dazzle goes on with the Shallow Grave. Ancient Apparition will drop down to Jakiro, getting double kill, and Luna will clean up Dazzle afterwards. Clockwork is either playing very aggressively, or Doom is just very good at harassment. Look at that. Already 400 half HP. Double damage. Death Prophet will get that double damage. And it looks like WAM is pushed back to play very safely. As you can see, MF is just roaming freely, and Shadow Shaman has pinged their jungle, telling them Death Prophet is here, Death Prophet is here. I think we will see Exorcism being used. Here it goes, and they will probably, first objective is get some kills, but I think they will also get the tower in the process. Look at that. They have all abandoned ship, and they accept the fact that the tower is going down. Very nice early push tower, about 9 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Nothing a lot so far going in. Doom and Clockwork looking pretty stable. Doom having the upper hand with that 55 last hits and 12 denies. Clockwork getting only 20 in that lane, and Death Prophet and Invoker are pretty close with their denies and last hits.
Top tower is under attack.
Invoker getting caught, maybe? No. EMP going on. That will get Jakiro, won't connect on Oh, here comes a 4-second stun, and Clockwork trying to go on Jakir. Mirana activates the ulti, Starlight Shadow. Dazzle is dropping to a low 4 HP, barely surviving that. They know Dazzle is here somewhere. They haven't seen him get out. I think his better bet would be just get out and kill yourself with neutrals. Nope, he's going to be ballsy. And he will make that. What a nice play. Death Prophet with that invisibility room. Probably going to jump on Invoker. Wow. Dazzle, Jakiro misses with that Ice Patch. EMP goes on and gets Jakiro. And Death Prophet is... Nope, Death Prophet will live on. And that was a very, very bad miss on Jakiro's fault, Jakiro's part, and he paid it with his life. That was quite a miss, and there is the second tier 1 tower going down for MF side. Well, for MF.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's look at the items for now. About 12 minutes in, Clockwork having pretty much nothing. Bracer, bottle, and not just boots of speed, brown boots. Meanwhile, Luna has the mask, morbid mask, ring and Basilius, and treads. Ancient apparition, nothing. Support items, not even boots. And Shadow Shaman, only boots and a magic stick. That is pretty much it. Invoker, on the other hand, has a talisman and a phase boots. Let's look at on the MF side before we start any team fights. Dazzle with the standard support support items, almost finishing that. Well, I think about 1400 gold off of Mech. Or it has the mana boots, same as Jakiro with the mana boots. Doom, Vlad's, and Power Shreds coming in, as well as Drum of Endurance. Well farmed Doom right there, and Death Prophet with the phase boots and bottle and a talisman. Mirana, on the other hand, getting the Ring of Achilea, bracers, and phase boots. So those are looking all okay so far. Here comes Exorcism, but that will EMP will burn off Death Prophet's mana count, and Jakiro is hookshotted. Here comes the Shallow Grave on Jakiro's part. Luna comes in with Eclipse, getting 1 kill only. Luna goes down to Mirana, and that will get 400 kills of that. And Shadow Shaman shackling Mirana. That won't do anything, as both parties just part way and call it somewhat of an even trade-off, with Doom and Death Prophet going down, and Clockwork, Luna, and Ancient Apparition going down on the WAM side.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Shadow Shaman pausing for Invoker. That is the second pause of the game. First pause for WAM team. Let's look at the experience gold graph real quick while we have a disconnection. It is going on the MF side. Mama's fast, I believe. And Invoker is already connected.
Much appreciated.
So it's a 3,000 lead. It is nothing so far. It is certainly comebackable, but doesn't mean that they're losing the game by far. And Death Prophet Ooh.
Incoming.
It looks like we have a 5-on-4 for now. I think it's Doom. No, it's Mirana TPing on the middle, and Death Prophet already finished with that Yules. Probably going to either use it on himself while getting EMP'd, or
Radiant's top tower is under
use
attack.
on a fleeing enemy. Here comes an arrow connecting on Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman will go down within seconds with that Death Prophet's, what's that skill again? The Crypt Swarm. Here comes EMP, and it's not looking pretty on either side. Clockwork getting pulled in. Doom getting the shallow grave to at least help him survive a little bit longer. And Ancient Apparition getting trapped in the woods. Shadow Shaman will, I think he bought back. No, he didn't. He will TP into the middle to help out with his team to at least deny that tower. And Doom goes on Invoker. Invoker is useless at this moment. Invoker is dropping down to 350 health right now. And it's a mega kill on Mirana's.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The exorcism is done on Death Prophet, so there won't be a ton of pushing on that tower. Already 220 down on that tower. They look at 100 health, and it is gone. Shadow Shaman denies that tower. Shallow Grave goes on Clockwork. Clockwork dropping without getting Doom, but Doom will be sniped off by Ancient Apparition's ulti. And here comes EMP on Jakir dropping down with the cold snap. So that is some incentive on WAM.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
XP graph and gold graph, they're still on the Mammoth's fast side. It is looking... Well, MF has the upper hand for now, but it's still anybody's game. One team fight can change everything. Don't let the death and kill counts fool you. It is still anybody's game with a ton of farm. Clockwork and Luna can change the whole game altogether. So far, Doom has only used his Doom, I believe, twice. Once on Clockwork, and the second time on Invoker. Doomed Invoker is... It's bad for an Invoker to be doomed because he is just spell based. If he has all extra before being doomed, then he still has some kind of damage, but if he has all Quas or Vex, then he's not looking good in a team fight. It looks like they're going to smoke up and do Roche, and yes they will. And look at that, Ancient Apparition, knowing what they're up to, and going to do that. By the looks of it, they want to contest it, and they will contest it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, missed that one. Shadow Shaman just getting too into it, and he will go down. EMP going on Death Prophet, but that won't catch. Death Prophet goes with the Yules to catch Ancient Apparition, but she will get caught in. Death Prophet Dazzle going with the Shallow Grave to save Death Prophet. That won't be needed though. Look at that, Mirana going in and getting that kill, and Invoker is on his Ghost Walk, just getting away because he can't do anything right now. And Doom still haven't used his Doom ability. Again, Doom is sitting on 2,300 gold right now, and he is going to, I think, finish off his BKB with that money fairly soon. And they will just go back and take a Roche. Now look at this, WAM is going to probably have to hook shot in with Clockwork and initiate like that, but Jakiro is already waiting on the sidelines. Here comes hook shot, the Clockwork, and in Mirana Dazzle going over the Shallow Grave to save himself a few seconds, but that won't be enough. Invoker will get Doom in the pit of Roshan, and Death Prophet dropping to a nothing. He will die. Doom by backs into the game. Death Prophet activates the Aegis. Doom goes on to Doom Invoker, which is just sitting duck at this moment. And Luna is trying to get out of the area, and Exorcism goes on by Death Prophet. Now just chasing off whoever was left. Luna is obliterated, and it looks like Shadow Shaman will go down and feed the certain wards to both Death Prophet and Doom. That's another team fight won by MF. That went alright for WAM, but after Death Prophet's Doom's buyback and instantly dropping into that first tier tower and dooming Invoker, that saved the whole team, that team fight. Just a reminder to people who just tuned in, this is 2 games back to back, and first game is being played right now, and it is looking to the favor of Mama's Fast, the Dire team so far. And let's get that XP graph after that Roshan pit fight. Look at that 12,000 lead by MF, and look at the gold graph. It's about 13 or 14,000 going the way of MF again. So it looks like they have the game in the pocket, but it's still early and could be anybody's game. Mirana going in with that TP to push off that wave and get herself some farm. Very nice. Looks like, oh, Jakiro with that nice ice patch, stopping the attacking WAM team. And looks like they have a 5-man team up on top, defending that tier 2 tower for Radiant side. Luna getting caught out, BKB activated, and here comes Tornado as well as EMP doing nothing. Luna dropping to a 400, 500 thanks to the max, and looks like Dazzle Doom and Death Prophet just got obliterated by that. What a nice initiation. And Jakira will just probably go down. Yes, he will. To Invokers. So let's look at that XP graph. Doesn't look too appealing again. It's just 2000 when the way of WAM, but it's still sitting on the dire side, as well as I think gold. Let's look at the gold. Gold is pretty much the same. That Luna's BKB saved her. Nothing much going on at this time. Let me check the items we have right here. Clockwork finishing that late mail. Luna with that BKB we just saw still sitting on that Morbid Mask. No Vlad's incoming so far. Ancient Apparition waiting on that recipe to finish off the mech, but they already have a mech on Invoker as well as Frost Staff and an Ultimate Orb. Shadow Shaman on the other hand has 3 bracers and magic wand. On the dire side, we have a mech on Dazzle, Force Staff on Jakiro, Doom, nothing new, nope, just BKB, brand new BKB, never used. Death Prophet with that Bloodstone and Yules, working on that, just needs the recipe for BKB. Mirana with the Mentis style and drums, no sign of BKB or any other items so far. Looks like they're smoked up, sneaky, sneaky, and going to go in, but look at that, Sentry Ward right here. Yeah, the smoke is going to run out, and they will have to retreat back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like in the midst of staying in the base, turtling, Luna is pushing top tower. And they have these areas sentry warded because of Starlight, Moonlight Shadow.
Boom, there it goes.
Ancient Apparition getting the Sacred Arrow, but don't want to do anything. And Doom is doomed, and oh, that Mana Boots will give him enough for that at least Doom ability, so that they can take disable one of the teammates. An arrow comes in, connecting on nobody so far. Here comes Exorcism by Death Prophet. Clockwork is probably going to channel in on that. Clockwork going in on... Nope, Mirana. Mirana will just move away out of there. Jakiro is going on Clockwork with that flame, but that won't do anything. Dude dropping to 400 will still live. Hex goes on Dazzle, and Death Prophet will just get fed from those certain wards.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like they want to get that, but nope. Death Prophet's EMP goes on and getting only... Yeah, not looking like a good team fight so far. Mirana still haven't used the Moonlight Shadow.
I convey your spirit to the Nothul realm.
Dazzle dropping down very low. No mana, no nothing. And Jakiro is hexed down. Here comes EMP, getting not a lot of people. And Moonlight Shadow comes in to help out, to retreat. They only got the tier 3 tower, which is still a lot. Melee barracks are healing up, but it's still not fast. The tower is gone. I don't think it was denied or anything like that. Here comes a flare. That won't do anything. See, Doom has the Hyperstone, probably going for an Assault Cuirass. I thought he would opt in and go for Shiva's Guard first, but looks like what he wants is more attack speed and armor. BKB is finished on Death Prophet. The first game is still looking pretty fair. In the late game at least, it's anybody's game. But for now, MF has the upper hand, and they're going to go in and try to Roche real quickly. And look at these wardings. They have no sight of this at all. They only have to use the Flare or Ancient Apparition's ultimate, which is off cooldown. But it will be too late to even go in and contest that Roshan. Mirana picks that Roshan. Luna getting caught on that ice patch, but that won't do. That won't be enough to go in and initiate on her. Being on the mountain. Looks like they really want to get those racks, and here comes Death Prophet. EMP going on. Doom is it's not looking good so far for WAM team right now. Luna going in with the BKB, but Clockwork will already drop down. Death Prophet also going with the BKB. That won't do anything. Doomed Luna will go down. Serpent was trying to go on Mirana. Mirana dropping to a 6, but she has the Aegis, so she will make a good use of that. The ice wall will help secure Jakiro getting killed, and Invoker will clean that up. The middle racks are gone, so that is one lane down for WAM team, and they're getting their bottom lane being pushed down. Here comes the Sacred Arrow landing on Luna. Here comes Tornado and EMP, only connecting on Dazzle and Death Prophet, but I wouldn't do anything on Death Prophet, especially with that Bloodstone. And Doom will just TP away, and Dazzle Mirana are trying to flee away from the scene of that accident. Mirana pushing and trying to get more farm. She's going for that mental style and then probably finish off the Vlads. She quickly buys a TP and they're hang on. That dewarding. That last second deward. Doom jungling, trying to get enough gold for the recipe for Assault Crass. Dazzle and I believe Shadow Shaman. Nope, it's Invoker. Here comes a 3-stack Ancient just going on Doom. Doom is probably the happiest man alive at this point. Look at him just going to town on these poor Ancients. He will surely have enough after all this to buy a recipe. And here comes the recipe for Doom. Assault Grass on its way to Doom after Death Prophet gets what he wants from the courier. Uh-oh. Invoker being very sneaky. Doom has his assault Crass, and Shadow Shaman disconnects from the game. And we have another. Oh, this time Death Prophet, being a good sport, pauses for the VR mechanic. Very nice play. Somebody's TPing here.
Thanks.
Shadow Shaman's back, and looks like VR Mechanic are trying to defend their bottom tower here, as you have a push on coming on. The tower goes down thanks to the exorcism. EMP goes on, affecting Doom a little. Mana Boots will get him all okay though. And bottom barracks are eaten up within seconds thanks to the exorcism by Death Prophet. And here comes Luna with the BKB, trying to go on Doom. Doom with the BKB now. Everybody has a BKB. It's an opera show. Everybody gets a BKB. And Doom going on Doom with, I believe, Nope, not Invoker. I don't know who he doomed. And that is a 3 for none. And here comes a GG call by Luna. And the first game goes the way of MF. I will see you on the next game, the second game, in about 5 minutes. And I'll just look at the last items before I leave the game alone. Looks like Ancient Apparition didn't have that 40 gold to finish the mech. Any items? Meta style done on Luna. Jakira has a Yules again. Mystic Staff on Death Prophet, and nothing else that sticks out. Maybe Hood of Defiance on Dazzle. Those are the other items that uh, yeah, Mantis Style on Mirana. Those are the items that I have missed from the last few minutes, and I will see you guys on the next game.